help
Museum,
to you.
located in downtown Kilgore.
What's
you'll
that
find
you got,
something
Adam?
that's both educational and
microphone?
a lot of fun. You can even try your hand at being a TV newscaster or weather person.
I like that.
And if it's been a while since you've
If you
visited,
want to
come
refer
on
to
back.
it.
We're always finding new treasures. Visit the Texas Broadcast Museum, 416 East Main Street in downtown Kilgore, or look for us on the web at texasbroadcastmuseum.org.
When you need Case Construction equipment, ASCO is your dealer. From compact track loaders to full-size excavators, Case Construction equipment delivers performance you can count on. And ASCO
Does
backs
sound
you
like
with
I'm
the
a
expert
little-
service and support you need to keep
do I
you
sound
running
okay?
all
Good to
year
me.
round.
Okay.
Sales, rental, parts, service. We're on it.
Ken's
at
getting a little
ASCO
bossy.
Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by your local ASCO today.
Well, that does it here on 95.1 KWJB, where we are live here at the Huddle Show in the one, the only, the native son. And guess what? Ooh.
Hello.
Guess what happens in the native sun? A lot of things that are fun, except for that one thing, because we have to adjust the microphones. And now it's all better because it wasn't better, but now it is, because that's how we roll. All right, having said that, it's time for David Barber to kick off the one, the only, the Muddle Show, where the Muggles are going to get in and the Harry Potters are going to... Wait, wrong show, my bad. This is about football. Never mind. Go ahead, David Barber.
I'm just wondering which team Harry Potter plays for.
He plays for not Slytherin,
Huh.
but what's the other?
Well, there are a few that could use him.
Which one?
There are a few that could use him.
I'm so lost in this
but
conversation.
hold on. Which one does he play for if he doesn't play for Slytherin? Slytherin's a bad thing. It's
We've gotten off on a rabbit trail here already. We're
whatever.
10 seconds into the show.
Whatever. I don't even like y'all anymore. Go ahead.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle Show, your
Whatever.
number one source for football information in Van Zandt County.
Whatever.
I'm David Barber with Van Zandt Newspapers. Pleased to be joined, as always, by T.A. Hale, the Buzz Brothers.
Hello.
The counselor, Joel Elliott.
Howdy.
Engineer Ken is with us tonight. Engineer Ken, do you want to introduce your guest behind the scenes?
I do. I have engineer Adam here with me, who's learning
Okay.
stuff, and then I had to do all the never minds and all that other stuff, which is not building a lot of confidence with him. But he will be out with us for the air show. They told me not to call it an air show on Will's Point.
It's a
on
fly-in.
Saturday. They called it a fly-in. I said it's an air show. It's a way better air show because you may even win a trip to fly.
No, there's a car show,
Where's fly?
but not an air show.
What's that?
Where's fly?
Where's the fly?
You said you may win a trip to fly.
To fly. That's right. To fly in an airplane.
Who's on first?
Joel.
Okay. Let's
You know what? Let's hear about some Van Vandals.
That's it. I quit.
He'll get David locked back in.
We had 3 teams on bye last week.
I don't even like you anymore.
I think that's why we're kind of in a buy mode.
Maybe so.
kind of-
It's bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
But Van was one of those 3 teams on bye last week, and so I had a chance today to speak to Coach Moffitt about what they did during their bye week last week, which really turned out to be not very much because they were out of school 3 days last week over at Van. They were out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so he only got to be with his team Monday and Tuesday last week. But I asked him what they got done in those 2 days, and he said, well, we just had 2 extra practices to prepare for Spring Hill this week. So after Monday and Tuesday, his team was off for the remainder of the week. They came back in yesterday, and Coach Moffitt says it's the only Monday practice this season where they've already had 2 regular practices before that on their next opponent.
Interesting.
So he thinks that the team is getting healthier, which is good news. They were starting to get healthier before the bye week. They're going to get even healthier this week because they're going to bring back one of their starting defensive linemen, Waylon King, who was held out of the Brownsboro game 2 weeks ago due to a shoulder injury.
Waylon's a great name.
Waylon is a great name. No relation to Waylon Jennings.
Right. But it's still a good football name.
But still a good football name. And then this week, they're bringing back sophomore wide receiver and defensive end Braxton Bass. This will be his first action this season. He messed up his collarbone on the first day of August workouts, and he has been out all this season. He is back at practice, and Coach Moffitt says he is scheduled to see action this Friday night.
Good for him.
Spring Hill.
Good for him.
So,
So if he injured it in the first practice, that was before pads.
yes, he made a diving catch, an attempted diving catch
And-
with shorts and
landed
T-shirts and landed wrong and messed up his collarbone. So this will be his first action Friday night. And Coach Moffitt says at this point of the season, they're probably healthier than they've ever been at any point.
I'm kind of curious about something, David. I'm just wondering, is if they had a little time off here in the bye week, and I know they're preparing for Spring Hill, is there any chance they may have done any Gilmer preparation? I mean, just a couple of plays, just a couple of looks they show you on the defensive side. I just wonder. Now, I can say that. I'm just a dumb radio guy. I know that Van, the coach, could never say that, but David, your thoughts?
Well, I will say this. I talked to Coach Moffitt today about the overall view of the district going into district play, and I couldn't get him to come off the conversation about Spring Hill. He kept wanting to talk about Spring Hill. He didn't want to talk about anybody else. But
Well, he didn't act like he wanted to talk about it.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
it's burn in though. You know that it's hard not to look forward to Gilmer.
But,
What is Spring Hill? Spring Hill's got one win this season.
yes, one win this season, and if you look at their scores, they hadn't any problem scoring. They've had a bigger problem keeping the other team from scoring,
Yeah.
and that's why they're 1-4 right now.
Yeah.
But their offense is rather unique compared to some of the other teams Van has played this season. This season, because Spring Hill specializes in the triple option, which is something you don't see a whole lot of anymore. They are basically a run-oriented offense,
Is that the wing tee or the
wing tee,
Okay.
Not the old wishbone.
not the old wishbone.
Okay.
But they have a sophomore quarterback who Coach Moffitt says is getting better and better each week with his passing. They're not throwing it much, but lately when they've thrown it, it's been very effective.
When you throw it out of the wing tee, it can be a surprise attack type of play.
Right. So assignment football is very key for the Van defense this week. That he says we've got to be very disciplined. And he said offensively, we've got to move the ball and control the clock. Because he said that's what Spring Hill's going to try to do.
Yeah.
If Spring Hill is rolling on offense, they're taking away snaps from their opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be the key Friday night, in my opinion, and I think Coach Moffitt's opinion. Who does the better job of playing keep away?
The problem for Spring Hill is if you get a 14-point lead, they have a real hard time coming back
Yes.
with that offense.
On the other hand, if they're ahead, they're very tough to
The opposite happens.
catch up with.
Grind
Right.
the clock.
That's right.
So I'm anticipating a high-scoring game Friday night, and I think Van will, in the end, get the upper hand. But this is not going to be easy, and I think Coach Moffitt is glad that they had 2 weeks to prepare for this triple option.
Right.
So, other than that, he did share a few comments about the district, and he did make one comment about Gilmer. He said, Gilmer's 1-4, but don't count them out.
Yeah. Max
And
Pretz
Pittsburgh is
still has
4.
them.
Pittsburgh's 4-1. Who would have thought that?
So, and this is where I think it's kind of confusing looking at Spring Hill's record so far. They got walloped by center, but Quinlan Ford, who we're all expecting to be, top of the line in
Yeah.
Kansas District,
I saw that.
they only won by a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to think about Spring Hill.
They played some smaller teams.
Well, in Gladewater, they got trounced 56-7, and Gladewater is the next division down.
And they're a really strong team
They are.
in 3A. So it's a little bit hard to interpret Quinlan Ford's opponents or the
Spring Hill.
Spring Hill.
Hill's opponents, really.
But yeah, that's where we stand on the Vandals right now. And Friday night, district opener, and as Coach Moffitt says, we're all 0-0. And he said this is where you find out where you're going to be at the end of the season so far as playoffs are concerned.
Well, a Jared Moffitt team never overlooks an opponent. He is really good at that, and the rest of their coaching staff is really good at keeping their kids focused on the job at hand and making sure they take care of business this week.
And I think he's done a good job with the bye week in the past as well.
Yeah.
So
It really is neat to have had that in between the two phases of your season, the
Right.
pre-district and the district.
Yeah.
And having it to where it's 3 days off, I can't even imagine how that would have worked out if it had been a game week. So, I mean, it really has been pretty fortunate for
can
him.
I tell you, it's no accident.
The
Bye week and the time off from school fell at the same time.
And I will and you know how they used to talk about Arlington's not a baseball town? Well, it's obvious that Van is a football town. I mean, when the fall break is scheduled around the bye.
Right.
That's right.
Coach Moffitt has some swing over there.
Yeah, they got their priorities right.
That's right.
That's right. In my opinion.
And why not? I mean, really, why not?
You got to have it sometime.
Make it all work together.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, why don't we talk about some of our sponsors, and then we'll come back and talk about Wills Point and Canton. They were on buys last week. What they've got, what they did during their bye weeks, and what they've got coming up so far as their district openers are concerned. But first of all, we want to say thank you to Austin Bank with locations in Van and Grants Saline. We also want to say thank you to Exit Realty Pro. They're located at 1445 South Buffalo Street in Canton, 903-567-7777. We're brought to you by Epic Industrial, the power of service. They want to wish the best of luck to all Van Zandt County high school football teams. We're brought to you by the Dwayne Wheeler Farmers Insurance Agency, Auto, Home, Life, Business, Farm and Ranch, 903-963-8887. We're brought to you by Good Service Station. They're proud to support Van Vandal Football and Van Lady Vandal Volleyball. They sell service at Good Service Station, 903-963-7848, located at 172 East Main in Van. They now carry farm diesel. And we're brought to you by Elliott Waldron, Abstract and Title Company of Canton, 681 West Dallas Street in Canton, 903-567-4217. I'm David Barber, Van Zandt News sports correspondent, joined by T.A. Hale from the Buzz Brothers, the counselor Joel Elliott, and we have Engineer Ken and backup engineer Adam with us tonight. And Engineer Ken says, move on. So we're going to talk about, do we want to talk about Wills Point or Canton?
Let's talk about Wills Point.
Yeah.
So Wills Point starts their district this week, just like Van. And they're in the same district with Canton. And you'd said this is a Thursday night game, correct?
Mm-hmm. It's a 7:30 kickoff at Quinlan, and it's Quinlan's homecoming.
So in Quinlan, I believe they're 5-0 right now.
That's correct.
That's right.
So here's my opinion on that, though. I don't think Quinlan is, and to use a term my dad used to use, is the tush hog that everybody may think that they are.
Could be right.
This will, if I were Canton, this would be a game I would be paying attention to, because if Wills Point plays well against Quinlan, then I that's where I'm looking at it, thinking that may not be as tough a game. And we talked about that last week. I think there's a good chance that Canton would be able to take Quinlan forward, and then that'll make that last game against Sunnyvale huge. If Wills Point were to, because you can look at Canton or at Wills Point's schedule. They got blown out by Crum, but then they blew out Venus. They played well, at least on the scoreboard, with Maybank. Farmersville wasn't good, but then they whooped up on Waxahachie Life. I can't figure out what Wills Point is.
Yeah.
So this would be a test that I would want to see, because if Wills Point plays well against Quinlan, and if they were to win, that would be great for Van Zandt County, because the following week, that's when you have the rivalry here in town.
That's right.
So I'm going to watch this game close. I think that Wills Point is going to do better than a lot of people are going to expect. I just think that they've been too streaky so far.
That's a good word.
They have a horrible game, a good game, a game that nobody expected, that they barely lost. This will be the test to see where I think Wills Point's going to be headed. So,
if you think about Wills Point's the beginning to their season, they got beat badly by Crum, who's a really strong team.
Yes.
And that's not unusual. And then came back against Venus, beat them by 40 or so, and then come back and have a big lead on Maybank, but then come back on in the second half and lose that one. It's been really the first 3 games were a big roller coaster, and that can have an effect on a team's psyche a little bit. And then it's kind of been up and down since then. If they can make a stand against Quinlan Ford and have a good game, it looks like they can challenge them. If you look back at some of Quinlan Ford's games, like I say against Brownsboro, Brownsboro did score some points on them. I think I don't have it here, but I think Brownsboro may have scored 28 points on Quinlan Ford.
Yeah, it was 28-49.
Right. So it's not inconceivable that Wills Point could go up there and make a good showing.
So they beat Quinlan Ford beat Nevada Community 20-49. They beat Spring Hill 49-41, and then they beat Mineral Wells by a couple of touchdowns, and then they just went and beat Paris North Lamar. I don't know that there's really been Spring Hill is good.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I say they're good. They're a good team.
Offensive.
They're good offense.
Right. It's a good team. So if Wills Point were to come in here and if they were to upset, then I don't think you're looking at, hey, we're trying to make the playoffs. It's, hey, we're fixing to be competing with Canton and Quinlan, to have some serious talks about where we're headed. So Wills Point's kind of at a point where this could be a game that makes a big shift in their season, because if it goes bad, and let's just be realistic, if it goes bad against Quinlan, could potentially go bad next week because Canton's undefeated, and then it's gonna, then it starts getting in your head.
Yeah,
but if they were
basketball season,
but if they were to go in there and somehow take care of business with Quinlan, then this could be a game changer for them.
or Joel, I go so far as to say if they go in there and make it close.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and that's what I would like to be looking at if I were Canton, because if they hang with Quinlan, even if they lose, Regal's going to have to be saying, guys,
that's right.
Look, this isn't one you can look past.
Exactly.
It never is, but seriously, this is one that we're going to need to be ready for, because having been a dad of a Canton player, Wills Point and Canton, that really is
strange things happen.
Yeah,
like last year.
Like last year.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
So I would be watching this game if I was.
But just think about the fact that Wills Point has a chance to make a real statement here in the next 2 weeks, because they're playing back-to-back undefeated teams.
Yes. That's right, David. Good point.
And in my opinion, these 2 games aren't untouchable. These are games that, at least if I were Wills Point, I would believe that I could win these.
Yeah. If they have a good game plan,
They have a
able
good
to,
game plan
to
and
get Canton off balance or Quinlan Ford off balance and do some things, get a few big plays, you can keep it close.
This will be a turning point for them.
Yeah.
You do realize you can't tell David that he's got a good point, right?
He always has
this
good points.
But this is unusual. He hasn't dominated.
Good points are relative, and at this table, he probably has more than 9.
He's the godfather.
He has more relatives than others. I get that.
I'm like Jethro on the Beverly Hillbillies. I utilize my giant brain.
There you go, David. Yes. I knew that.
There are so many directions I could take that, but we're just going to let that one go. You and Junior, my friend. Shut up, you idiot. Whatever.
I was wondering if Junior might get jealous of Adam. It was just a thought I had. Let's just keep on going.
Don't even get me started on that.
Okay.
He asked me specifically. He said, "Why are you bringing Adam?"
He said, "Who's this Adam cat?"
And I told him, I said, "Because Adam's better than you."
That's it.
And he went and hopped on his tractor.
Well, hold on, I have a
Head
recording.
for center.
Hold on, I have a recording. I bet he ain't got no John Deere. See what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
the
well,
recording, but
yeah.
that's a whole other story.
Give him at
let's go
arm's
back-
length.
Let's go back to whatever.
There's my beautiful wife walking in the place right there. There she
Absolutely.
is. There's Donna Gale Hill right there.
TA,
Yes.
how about those Canton Eagles?
Well,
What's been going on with them the last few days?
let's talk about them. They were on bye week also, and they maintained their trend of not losing, and so they're still 5-0. So the Eagles have got Kemp this week, and Kemp has struggled badly this year. I don't know what to say about it. I don't want to be disrespectful to them, but
It's okay. I'll say it. Kemp's bad.
Canton has beaten teams that have beaten Kemp really bad, and so it's homecoming night. We
Yes,
do know
sir.
that it's homecoming night. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff. So
TA,
yeah,
we have to address the elephant in the room.
okay,
There will be no video
that's right. That's right.
this Friday night.
Would you go ahead and tell our listeners about that?
There will be now. Interestingly enough, there will be no video this Friday night because I can't be there. Now, I did have a guy who offered one of the Court Ray's dad said that he felt like he could do it if it was just moving the camera, but it's much more in depth than that. Now, the interesting thing about just moving the camera and on those evenings is because, well, I said, well, why do you think you should do that? He said, well, because I don't think Court Ray will play much. And I said, is that because you think Canton will walk or stomp a mud hole in Kemp
You had to rephrase that.
and then walk it dry? I did have to rephrase
I
that.
know.
We want to be respectful.
And he said,
That's so hard.
so it is hard. It's difficult.
Well, I'm glad that we've got even our listeners and parents offering to help. But that's really
I wish it was as simple as just moving
it takes a
camera
community really
to raise-
get this thing done.
to raise an idiot.
Exactly.
I get that.
Okay, well, one thing we did talk about with Coach Regal is, we've got some Eagles that hopefully we're getting back after the bye week. But actually, guys, we've got some injuries since the Russ game. We will get our center, Rylan Broyles, back. He was your starting center. He will be back. He'll probably be in limited action just to kind of get him eased back into some playing time there. So Rylan will be back. We're not getting Big Keelan Woods back, who's a really important part of the offensive line, and there's no ETA for him at this point. So we're waiting to see when we get Keelan Wood back. And some really bad news, fellas. Austin Taywater, who was expected to be, you might say, the bell cow for this running back room this year, he suffered an injury in practice, and it was a non-contact injury, just running drills. He's dislocated his kneecap, and guys, he is out for the year after coming back from an ACL injury all this time, scheduled to start this week.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't this injury just happen the last day or so?
The last few days.
Yeah.
So bless his heart.
That's a shame.
He's a junior. He's a junior. That's what we say in East Texas here. He's a junior, and so, he will have a role next year. Of course, we're losing a couple of seniors in the backfield, in Andreas Kalan and Conrad Bastian. Those guys will be gone. So he will be rehabbing, and hopefully will be back next year and be a big part of that. Kason Kewen is he's cleared concussion protocol. He'll play on a limited snap number if possible. Let's see, Andres Galan, Mighty Mouse, our kicker and one of your lead running backs, he is going to be out. So Josue Galan, his younger brother, will take over kicking duties. And so let's see, Trey Martin is out with a high ankle sprain. This is the longest injury report that the Eagles have had the entire season.
At least it's against Kemp.
Well, true, that's right. So
I heard that Kemp, the only team that they beat was the School for the Blind.
Joel, I didn't want to say that.
Ooh.
I didn't,
Gee whiz.
and I don't know about it, but I did look at that team and wonder how they lose to Kemp. Well,
And it is a school about vision.
okay, I didn't laugh about that.
Yes, you did.
This has been an odd season for the Eagles. If you think about it, it has been a long time since I myself, the radio guy and Homer Eagle fan, has been thinking, I wish that these Eagles would be challenged some, because I'd like to know what they do under pressure when they're challenged, and that just has not happened. We don't know where the ceiling is for this team, and I get the feeling that the Canton coaches, the coaching staff, feels the same way. They think this team may be really, really good, and we don't know where the ceiling is. The thing is, we're not going to find out probably. And again, this is radio talk, us saying this. I'm not overlooking any opponents, but we're probably not going to find out until week 9 and 10.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's an odd season, to be wishing that your team would be challenged, but that is what's going on here.
Wow, TA, really?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just giving it.
No, and I agree
saying
with you.
like I see it.
But the thing is, when you look at the schedule, the teams that they have played, they've done what they're supposed to do. I mean, and they
You just destroyed the team that's in front of them.
That's right.
I mean, but that
every week.
they couldn't have done
Yeah.
much more. So you got to take what you've been given and
now, TA, I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Yes,
But,
he does.
but this team has gotten contributions all throughout the season from a number of different players.
Yeah.
You've seen the games. Is there a position group on that team that has been the biggest surprise?
Well, I would say there are two, actually. And I'll say it's the wide receiver group. And you've got a really young room there. You got Ethan Lewis, you got Kason French, and you've got Eli Boggs, sophomore, junior, and freshman.
Wow. Yeah.
And then in the running back side, you have got Kason Kewen, who stepped up. He came out of nowhere. We knew about Conrad Bastian. And Andreas Galan, you had an idea he might have a role there. And then you've also got Bryson Prox, who's come in. So, you've got more than one position group that has outperformed what they were projected to this year. I think the offensive line has played better than expected. And guys, we got, as we just talked about, there are some players coming back. They're going to get healthy between now and week 9. So, it's to answer your question, there's more than one position group that's outperformed what they were expected to.
I think it's been a remarkable season for them.
Yeah.
And we can talk all day long about who they played, who they haven't played, and all this stuff. But the fact of the matter is, they're 5-0 for a reason.
they've been taking care of it. And I'll tell you, my prediction is that we're in here talking about a team that played a half a century ago when we're going into the last week of the season.
And you've got a special player at quarterback.
Yeah.
I do think he will end up, before it's all said and done, we'll be talking about Court Ray as one of the best. And I call it Canton lore. Is that the right word?
That's a good word. I like that word.
By the way, just to let you guys know that we are getting our pictures made here tonight while we're doing this broadcast.
We have a
There's Miss Susan over there.
We have a special photographer here.
Special photographer.
Okay.
The world's greatest reporter.
Yes. World known around Van Zandt County
And around my office.
and your office. Yeah.
Yeah.
And David, while we're on the topic here, Coach Regal has agreed to join us next week on
That's
the show
great.
here.
Love it.
Yeah, and we're going to talk later about the possibility of doing a Meet the Eagles kind of night, and but we can talk about that later and see how that's all going to work. It's going to be a fun show next
I like
week
that.
for sure.
I like
Looking
that.
forward to that.
All right.
All right.
So, want to run through some sponsors?
We'll run
And
through
we
some
wanna talk
sponsors.
to Ryan here at the
We
Native Sun.
are, and then later on in the program, we're going to talk about the biggest game of the season to this point in Van Zandt County. We're going to preview the showdown between Edgewood and Grand Saline.
Really, because I thought that was going to be any game that Canton was playing, but whatever.
Well-
all right, whatever.
Next week for Canton
Gotcha.
and Wills Point.
All right, gotcha.
All right. We are brought to you tonight by Legacy Dental Group, family dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, oral surgery, orthodontics, sedation dentistry. They're located at 240 East Highway 243 in Canton, 903-508-2923. We're brought to you by the Rick John State Farm Insurance Agency, located at 100 North 4th Street in Wills Point, 903-873-2858. We're brought to you by Robertson Electric, commercial and residential air conditioning and heating services. Free estimates, 2 locations, Wills Point, 903-873-2461. Terrell is 972-563-5254. We're brought to you by M Squared Management, Property Management Company at 1455 South Buffalo Street in Canton, 903-502-0202. We're brought to you by Legacy Ag Credit, financing your legacy, rural land, country homes, operating capital, farms and ranches, livestock and equipment, 903-567-2251. And we're brought to you by Hall Chevrolet GMC, located at 385 West Dallas Street in Canton, 903-567-4106. I'm David Barber, Van Zandt News sports correspondent. Pleased to be joined by TA Health and the Buzz Brothers. Joel Elliott, the counselor, is with us tonight, along with Engineer Ken and Engineer Adam. But at this time, we're going to turn things over to Engineer Ken.
All right. Well, hey, I have the one, the only, the Ryan, the chief owner and operator, the COO of Native Sun, right here with us. And as you guys may or may not know, this guy has some of the greatest food right here in Van Zandt County on the corner of Buffalo and Delicious. That's what, it's not Dallas, it's Buffalo and Delicious. And so
I like what you did there.
But for those of you who don't know, we'll just call it Buffalo and Dallas. Anyway, Ryan, what do you have for my, well, never mind, not for David Barber, because he's going to do the standard usual.
Yes, that's,
Right.
his is going to be that delightful ham and brie sandwich
And
with.
by the way, it is delightful. Even
thank
if you
you.
get it by accident,
Thank you.
it's
Well-
delightful.
yes.
Well, let me tell you why I get it. It is just really, really good.
Now, here's
And I don't want to mess with success.
now here's a question. Have you tried anything else, David?
I have tried the turkey.
His response is, why? Why would I?
That's a
Joel,
beautiful
if
response.
Nothing
by the
wrong
way.
with the turkey at all.
Joel,
I
if-
just
if
prefer.
36 lead is working every play,
Why
would you
change?
keep handing it off?
Until somebody stops me.
That's right. So
Until somebody stops me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
like when
stick to the
Bam moved the
formula.
ball against Grant Saline. Why do you why do you change the play? Just keep running the same play over and over.
Dance with the one that brought you.
That's right.
You know.
Where were we?
We're talking about nothing.
Well, we were at the corner of Delicious.
Yeah.
And ham and brie.
Yeah. TA was talking about Canton lore, I believe.
Lore.
Right?
Is
Yeah.
that the right
that's
word, Ryan? Is that-
Sure.
I think
Sure.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Ryan, I want my order to go, please.
Yeah. You got it, dude.
I'll be dining in tonight.
Oh, there we go.
I'm taking mine home to the
All right.
wife.
Well, you got to let her have some bites too. I know how that goes.
You know, I want to know, were we too loud with the cracklings when we were eating them during the show?
Oh yeah.
That's one of the.
Yeah, I don't
Is
know
that
if you went
peaking
back
in the
and watched
audio?
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of clippage going on right
My,
there.
my favorite part about doing the cracklings in house is that you've got the little snap crackle pop. Like you set it on the table and you know they're fresh and they're still popping and sizzling the
It's
whole
like
time.
Rice Krispies.
Yeah,
Snap,
exactly.
crapple, pop.
You know, a little bit better than
Kind of
that.
like
you know,
like my body. It's kind of a Rice Krispies body.
And now all of a sudden, I'm not keen on that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
yeah.
Joel, what are you going to do?
I'm going with the turkey sandwich because my wife wants to eat it with me. So
Go.
that's what we're going to do.
Smart man.
What's our
And
side?
cracklings.
Yeah, of course. The aforementioned cracklings.
I love those things.
Aforementioned. I like it when you use that.
How were those fried oyster po' boys last week, guys?
Oh man, so good, Ryan.
They were smoking.
I love
Oh,
it.
man.
Cool.
so good.
We're has anybody tried the duck blind yet?
No.
So it's a sandwich with a duck confit leg, so duck cooked in its own fat, over sauerkraut with a queso fundido, that means molten cheese in Spanish, on a sour bun. And it is one of those things where when I opened, I said, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I want to make a duck sandwich. And so we started hitting duck season. I was like, all right, we better roll this one out. And it's a surprising combination of ingredients. So it's got caraway sauerkraut, the queso fundido, and a sourdough bun with the duck leg. Comes with the bone in, just twists and pulls that bone right out. But it's kind of like decadent, almost like eating like just not to diminutize it too much, but it's almost like eating an Arby's big beef and cheddar. It's that sloppy, just kind of like
Yeah.
cheesy
Yep.
goodness.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not pressuring any of you, to eat that.
you
one.
That's how all my
You know.
sandwiches are.
You had me
Make a
at duck
mess.
leg and sauerkraut.
All right, let's
Just
go.
saying.
Well, I just want to say, while you were describing that, I happened to look over at Donna and TA. I think you better talk to Donna because I think she's about to order.
Okay, well, Ryan,
That
when,
sounds delicious, doesn't it?
when my lovely wife Donna orders, just set me up with the duck blind. That's what I want.
Okay,
You
perfect.
hear that, honey? I want the duck
All
blind.
right, TA's got the duck blind.
Yeah.
That duck leg was the surprise in the gumbo.
Yeah.
I was like, the nice little side, duck leg sitting there with the gumbo, and it just, okay, what's a duck and gumbo, right? But it was perfect. It was perfect, and that was, one of my favorite dishes, definitely. Is the gumbo with the duck leg.
Well, I mean, it's our family gumbo recipe, and so it's kind of honed over generations. You can't mess with that. And we were like, how are we going to really set it off? And it was like, all right, let's put a duck leg on top. So
And it's beautiful. It's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You haven't tried that, you have to. All right. So, what do you want to try?
It's that gumbo usually hits for me, but and that and the redfish is definitely great. I'm undecided That's how I always am when I'm
do you,
here.
Do you want Ryan to decide for you?
Are you gonna go with
might.
you want to do a sandwich?
We might do
Try the duck blind.
let the chef pick.
Yeah, let Chef Boyardee
Yeah,
determine for
the
you.
wine you dine you special. Okay, I got it. Cool.
All right.
TA, what are you doing for your side?
Oh, what are my options?
Spaghetti.
Cracklins.
Side salad with ranch or vinaigrette.
Okay.
And then
Cracklins.
house-made cracklins or waffle fries.
Or cracklins.
Or SpaghettiOs with cracklins.
I'm gonna let you decide.
Okay.
I'm gonna go all the way. Let you decide.
Hey, by the way,
Because
if you're
really,
watching this
I will
right here,
eat anything, and
If you don't like your cracklins,
he's
I'll
smarter
take
than
them.
me. So
if you're watching right here, right now, let me just go on record of saying, if you don't know what you want when you come in, talk to Ryan.
yeah.
Tell Ryan what you like and what you don't like, and then let him surprise you, because I promise you will be happy with the choices that he comes up with. And if you're not, I guarantee you this, I will promise you, I will come in and eat it for you. No question.
That's my line. If I'm like, here, try this. If you don't like it, I'm gonna eat it. So
Yes.
you know,
And I'm
if you don't
willing
like
to
it, I'll drink it.
And I'm willing to do that for them.
Yeah.
I will sacrifice
Selfless.
myself.
Selfless.
Yes.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.
All right.
You know, Engineer Ken's such a community-minded person.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Heart of a servant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heart of a servant,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And the
Anybody
stomach
else
of a
needs
servant.
anything cleaned up around here, just let me. All right. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to let you get back to the football. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us, buddy.
You got it.
Well, Ken, I think I'll come over and sit with you because when we go to the Edgewood Grant's-Ling conversation, I think I know who's going to take over the program. So I think I'm just going to move over and sit with you.
I can't have that.
Before we do, I just want to say, leading off, that I've been talking with Paul this afternoon, Paul Cates, Edgewood Bulldog Radio, and a lifelong friend of mine, an Edgewood Bulldog. I love this rivalry. I love it so much. And Joel, you were talking about some of our old classmates from 35 years ago, and it was so much fun then. It's so much fun now. This is my favorite week.
Edgewood calls it Salt Week.
Yeah.
And you know, and what's really great is the last few years. Last year was a little bit crazy. It was like 70-something to 40-something.
Yeah.
But the
75-40, I believe it was.
75-40. It was a bunch to a little less than a bunch. But
Edgewood had some defensive problems last year.
Excuse me, but we have more important personalities walking
I
in the
see
door.
it.
Oh, there's radio royalty walking in
That's
right now,
right.
folks. Radio royalty in the room here. We got Oofy in the house here.
That's right.
Hey, buddy.
Oofy in the house.
good to see you, sir.
Oofy in the house. That's what I'm talking about, the Oofinator.
We're going to have some dinner afterwards here, and so I'm dining with Oofy and Mrs.
that.
Oofy.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
All right.
The Oofinator.
So go ahead, Joel.
Hey.
So when I think it was after my son graduated from Canton, when I was an Eagle.
When you were ostracized from Grant's-Ling.
Well, and I still catch a lot of flack for that, but I took my daughter back over there.
Yeah.
And her first year there, Edgewood rolls in undefeated. Paul's son's a senior. And Edgewood missed a field goal on the last play that would have won the game. The next year, we end up over in Edgewood, and Grant's-Ling's trying to go for a 2-point conversion to win the game and doesn't get it, and Grant's-Ling loses to Edgewood. And then last year you had that crazy track meet that there were so many points scored. This year...
Well, hey, it's dawned on me, the home team is winless in these last 3 years. True.
That kind of sounds like the Van Lindale
Strange,
series.
huh? Yeah.
So well, and I'll tell you I think it was in Edgewood when Grant's-Ling didn't get the 2-point conversion.
Right.
And Grant's-Ling, yeah, that's right. So
Home team is winless in the last 3 years.
So anyway, with the way that the teams are setting this year, and Eric and I talked about this yesterday evening. Anytime he's anytime you have teams that if you were trying to set a spread, and you honestly said, look, if I didn't care about any of these teams, it's less than a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fair assessment this year. I think
I'll agree.
Edgewood is playing every bit as well as Grant's-Ling in bits and pieces. I think that the Palmer game for Edgewood is kind of an anomaly. That if you watch the first quarter and a half, Edgewood just once it got out of hand, it just kept going.
There's
But
some
other than-
similarities between the Edgewood Palmer game and the Grand Sling Palmer game I'll talk about later.
Yeah, okay. And I don't think that it's that much of a difference. And when you have those two teams that are even remotely close, anything can happen.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's historic. I mean, it's even you can hear my dad played in the '60s, and they still talk about things that happened back then.
Joel, do you think these kids get that? Are they feeling that?
I think they're starting to. For example, Michael Lewis played for Grand Sling in the mid '80s. Tyner played for Edgewood in the mid to late '80s.
There you go.
And now they're both
Great point.
running the schools.
Great point.
You have teachers that played for the schools that are now. Ryan Simmons, who played against me, I think all 3 years,
Yeah.
is now the middle school principal at Grand Saline. I mean, now don't get me wrong. When it comes Friday night, I got a feeling he's going to be sitting over there in his
Purple and gold.
But it's such a close knit group. And Paul and we'll talk about it again tomorrow night. We're having tomorrow night. There's going to be a joint session between the Grand Saline Sun podcast and Bulldog Radio. I'm not sure how we're going to make it happen, but it's all going to be broadcast at the same time.
That's going to be must listen.
On multiple platforms.
Yeah.
Is this a mega cast?
I
don't know what that is,
I don't
but
know
it
what that
should be.
means, but sounds good.
A bunch of you together?
So
From two different.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, we've all known each other. I mean, we played each other in t-ball.
Yeah,
You
mid '80s.
You get picked up by the other town to go to playoffs. I mean, it's really crazy. And then, since we've all graduated, we've even become better friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And this is just a fun time. So tomorrow night, you're going to have Paul. I believe Tyner's going to be there.
Eric James.
Eric James is going to be there. Eric McCord from Grand Saline's supposed to be coming in. Brandon Brown's going to be there. Jason Hathcock's going to be calling in. I mean, every one of those guys that I just named, we all played back then. And I do think that the kids are getting it because you're starting to have kids. Bo Hathcock. When we talk about last week's game, I will get to. I promise.
Yeah.
He's been playing well this year, and that's Jason's kid. So,
right.
I mean, you've got Lewis has a kid playing right now. He's a 4-year starter. And you look over at Edgewood. I mean, there's kids that have families that have been there. You'll have grandparents that have played each other. It's going to be
it's just fun.
A fun time.
So much fun. Hey, before we move on here, I need to cover Edgewood Quitman.
And then I'll do the Harmony game, and
we got to do our picks. And I got people waiting on me to eat over there.
Oh,
But also, just I'll throw out this question. Y'all think about it for a minute. You probably know the answer. First year that Edgewood played Grand Saline football.
1928.
You're right.
We're 3 years away from
1928.
the 100th anniversary coming up.
Okay.
Hey, before you guys get started, we actually have a special guest with us who was taking photos and now has a headset on.
Hey, Miss
Yeah.
Susan.
Hey,
And doesn't she look good with the headset?
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, right?
She's a natural.
professional.
Maybe I should be a radio person.
Yeah.
too.
A
Just your calling.
sideline interviewer there on the football field.
Susan Harris is our reporter at Van Zandt Newspapers, and I know if we give her a chance, she'll want to talk about her favorite boss, but I guess we do need to move on.
Well, thank you for being here, Susan.
Don't put me on a spot.
You're much appreciated.
I was trying to
here.
be nice.
Hold on.
David's got a
Out,
questionnaire
twist
that we got to
my
run
arm.
through with you on the air.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, so Edgewood played the Quitman Bulldogs homecoming last Friday night. Big win there, 62-7. David, you're right. They finally won 2 in a row.
Yeah, there you go.
So the Bulldogs go to 4-2, back-to-back wins. Offense finally clicked a little bit. Obviously, 42 points. A few individual stats here. Trevor Golightly. And in fact, these are some notable individual stats here. Trevor Golightly, 12 of 18, 369 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, and a 149 quarterback rating. So on 12 passes, all he did was rack up 369 yards and 7 touchdowns. Lucas Pippin, he's really impressive here. Lucas Pippin, he carried it 5 times for 122 yards, a long of 41, so that's a 24-yard per carry average. He scored 2 touchdowns. He also, receiving, caught 3 balls for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. So if you break his down, he had 229 yards and 2 touchdowns on 8 touches of the football.
And he was also named prior to the game the 2025 Edgewood High School Homecoming King.
What else did he do? I mean, just
Hold
did
on.
it all.
Can I introduce Go Lightly's new theme song?
Yes, you can.
Go, 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 go Lightly. 7 touchdowns.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that was it.
And he threw for 7 touchdowns. 2 of them were to Jathan Johnson, 3 balls, 159 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. He had a 50-yard per catch average. Aiden Fincher had 2 catches for 33 yards and a touchdown. Tony Smith caught 4 balls, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he caught 4 balls. Half his catches were touchdowns. So we had some kids who had some really efficient nights on offense. The Bulldogs racked up 62 yards. Go Lightly on the season, he's thrown for 1,617 yards and 22 TDs, only 2 interceptions. Those are really good numbers. Now, and maybe we can do this later, Joel. I might leave this for y'all tomorrow night, and we're going to have to. But I'm going to give you some food for thought here for you and the guys tomorrow night. You could go by position group and compare and see who has the edge by position group. But y'all can do that tomorrow night.
What's tomorrow night?
They've got their
Grant Sling Edgewood.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, that is
The
what
mega cast.
The mega cast.
remember. That's a 7 o'clock this week. The Grant Saline and Edgewood game, 7 o'clock kickoff, and that's in Grant Saline. And that's all I've got here, Joel. Take it away.
I'm going to flip you back to Grant Sling. Grant Sling didn't win as big. It was 42-6 over Harmony. Taylor was 8 of 12, had 287 yards, 3 touchdowns. He ran the ball 9 times, had 77 yards in the TD. Preston Haas had 4 carries, 81 yards and a touchdown. Kaysen Bolin, I'll just tell you, I love watching Bolin. He's just a beast. He just runs through kids. He had 2 carries, 6 yards and a touchdown. Austin Dugan had 4 for 18. Colton Prox had 4 receptions, 124 yards and a touchdown. Bo Hathcock, whose dad's going to be on there on the phone with us tomorrow night, had 2 receptions. 1 was a touchdown, 25 total yards. Carson Herring, sophomore, had a reception for a 96-yard touchdown.
Okay.
And we'll probably talk about that some tomorrow night. But nevertheless, Ashton Withers, he also had a catch for 42 yards where he's a beast too. But we can sit here and talk about how good they did against Harmony and against Quitman, but I think that was probably a week that both of them were just trying to push through as hard as they could, because this is it.
This is it.
I mean, this is for district. I mean, you can look ahead after that, and I think both teams should be able to walk through the rest of the district. But
I agree, Joel. This Friday night is it, and as it should be.
Yeah, years ago when Ridge was on the show, he said, sometimes when Edgewood and Grant Saline are both doing well and they're playing each other, everything's just better.
Yeah.
You sleep better, your food tastes better, your relationship with your wife's happier. I mean, just everything's going great when Grant Saline and Edgewood are at their game playing for championships.
Well, okay, so David, do we want to go straight into our picks?
I've got one more round of sponsors, but
Okay.
I want to tell you there is some disagreement about the kickoff time for your game Friday, for Edgewood Grant Saline Friday night. So if somebody could clear that up.
Max Prep says 7 o'clock. They could be wrong.
Yeah, could be.
I'll see if I can get something on that.
Okay.
I showed
All
it
right.
at 7.
Yeah. I'll see.
Is that a district game?
Yes.
I believe all district games are starting at 7 for Canton,
This is
from
Edgewood.
what I've seen.
But we're talking about
Oh.
Edgewood Grant Saline.
Well, then it doesn't matter. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, wow. Well, you just alienated about half the county with that statement.
You know what John Butler would say? If it made people mad and they chimed in on the station, just means we got listeners, baby.
That's right. No bad publicity.
And by the way, all of Van's games are 7 o'clock now as well.
Okay.
I'm going to ignore saying anything on that one. I live in Van.
We're going to move along, talk about some more of our sponsors, and then we're going to come back and talk about the Oofy picks. So stay tuned for that. But we are brought to you tonight by Mill Creek Dental. We're making East Texas smile. Dr. Ann A. Duddle, 903-567-2207. They're located at 104 Burnett Trail in Canton. We're brought to you by Ship and Print. shipping, printing, faxing, copies, notary. They have office supplies. They have a community board. They have retail spaces for rent. They're located at 438 North 4th Street in Wills Point, 972-750-6063. We're brought to you by the Tim James Insurance Agency, home, auto, business, farm. They're located at 548 West Highway 243 in Canton, 903-567-0627. And we're brought to you by Taylor Automotive, 27928 Highway 64 in Canton, 903-567-3948. I'm David Barber, Van Zandt News sports correspondent, joined by T.A. Hale from the Buzz Brothers, the counselor Joel Elliott, engineer Ken, with assistance from engineer Adam here tonight. And it's great to have everybody here. Do you need to have a word to pass along?
I do, because we are at the Native Sun. And before we kick off, and Miss Susan is just leaving us right now. But before we kick off, I want you to know that if you ever want to come down and have a great time with, the Buzzard Brothers, the counselor, the Dogfather, all here for you to enjoy your favorite players. I mean, you get people like Go Lightly.
That's right.
You've got Court Ray, where
Get
the
it all.
court is in session. Yeah. You've got all these different things going on. You can hear it right here in the Native Sun. Be a part of the live broadcast and a part of some delicious food. So
Better yet,
yeah, and we're on the corner of where?
Dallas and Buffalo.
That's Lewis.
Really?
Like a 93 Super Bowl.
Yeah, but how many times? That was beautiful. That was actually really good. I'm going to hang up after that one. All right, take it away, guys.
Joel has breaking news on the kickoff time for Edgewood and Grand Saline Friday night. Take it away, sir.
Micah Lewis, the superintendent of Grand Saline ISD, has informed me that all of our district games are going to be at 7:30.
Eric James just seconded that, so I'm sure that's correct.
See, that's good news right there. And you heard it right here on 95.1 and
right.
the Huddle Show.
Accurate news. That's
So your
right.
Dave
But I
Campbell
will
Texas
say-
football app is wrong.
I will say that all of Van's district games are at 7.
Okay. Canton is at 7 o'clock this weekend going forward, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
It's okay. All right.
Previously, Scott Meyer chimed in and said, Jethro Bodine, how dare David invoke a Beverly Hillbilly tonight? And
Hey,
then-
Jethro's my hero growing up. What can I tell you?
And then Tavo Lemus says, let's go GS, rooting for Grand Saline.
Okay. All right. TA, in honor of the gentleman himself that's in the house tonight,
Yes.
it's time for the most talked about,
Yeah.
never duplicated. It's time for Oofy's Picks.
The most important show, part of the show,
Yes.
of the Huddle at all, ever to be held, is Oofy's Picks.
And
And,
tonight.
And I do have, by the way, the roving reporter's picks for tonight.
Okay,
But,
as do I, and he's going to be in charge of those, of keeping up with our totals. But tonight's picks are brought to us by Oofy Sportsbook and Shell Company Structuring. I don't even know what that means. Well, I don't even know what a shell company is, but that might explain the international fax number the picks came from this week.
It's a plus
could you
54
repeat that
2976.
name one more time?
Yeah, Oofy Sportsbook and Shell Company Structuring. Have you ever heard that phrase of why would someone want to structure a shell company internationally? I mean, an
I don't know.
offshore.
Give me that number off air. I might need to check that out.
That may explain why
Might
we
be
haven't
some
seen him in a while.
business there.
That's right.
for
I
you.
might have some use for that.
So we got four
Meyer,
games.
Scott Meyer chimed in and said, Oofy!
He's in the house. He's in the house. So we got 4 games on the slate tonight, fellas. All right, so you got game number 1. You've got the 2-3 Wills Point Tigers. They are at the 5-0 Quinlan Ford Panthers. That one is Quinlan Ford minus 21. And your total there is 54. David.
I hate to do it, but it is homecoming night at Quinlan. I think Quinlan Ford is really, really a good team. I'm going to have to go Quinlan Ford and over.
Quinlan Ford and over the total for the Godfather.
Yeah.
Joel.
I want to say Wills Point, but I'm afraid that I'll lose points with everybody else.
He wants to win really bad.
So, and I suspect that everybody else is going to say Quinlan Ford. So if I say Quinlan Ford, at least I won't lose points. So I'm going to go Quinlan Ford and over.
No disrespect to Will's Point. And, okay, and the roving reporter, do you have his picks, David?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you had.
Well, I've got
Well,
them
that's
somewhere.
okay.
You did,
I've-
but you need to
And
tell
we can
us.
fill those in later. If we need to.
Well, I've got it here.
Okay, all
If
right.
you'll give me
By
just.
the way, Tavo
just a
says
moment.
Ford and Ova.
Ford and over. Yeah. Well, that
He's
could
not
be,
on our list, but we can put him on
He
there.
could be our guest. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm delaying here.
I tried filling in with Tavo's picks, but
That's
you
okay.
know, you're killing me here.
Now that you, it's okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
All
Where
right,
did we
we're
go?
finally here.
Where did we go? I saw it here earlier.
We got to have Scott's picks
Apparently,
Yes.
we're not here yet.
officially on air.
Once there was a stranger, I'll tell it.
Go ahead, TA. I'll
Okay.
find it here in a minute.
We'll go to the next one. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I had it here a minute ago.
We can fill his in later. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, game number 2 of the week. We got you 3 and 2. Van
I have-
Vandals.
I have
You
it.
got it now? Okay.
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 All right, what's Scott have?
It's Quinlan Ford and over.
That's
That's Scott's pick.
The roving reporter. Quinlan
What'd you
Ford
do,
and over.
TA?
I did Quinlan Ford and under.
Whoa,
Only one.
he's feeling brave.
Only one. So maybe I can make up some ground on y'all. I need to. All right, game number 2. You got your 3 and 2 Van Vandals, ranked 22nd in the state, and they're taking on the 1 and 4 Longview Spring Hill Panthers, coming off a bye. This one is Van minus 19, and your total is 45.
Whoa.
Godfather.
Van and over. I'm looking for a high-scoring game.
Of course, you would say that.
That was easy. That was easy. Counselor?
I agree. I think it'll be Van and over.
Really, Joel?
I don't
Also-
want it. I don't want it to be.
I also went Van and over. And the roving reporter, David?
He went Van and under.
Oh. okay.
See, he's sneaky like that. He knows
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got that private
He's a roving reporter.
the reports that we don't see.
Well, you got to
Yeah.
make moves
All right.
sometimes.
Tavo went with you guys. He said Van and Ova.
Van and over for Tavo. You spell that T-A-V-O?
Yep.
Okay. Game number 3. Your 5-0 Canton Eagles coming off a bye. They host the 1 and 4 Kemp Yellow Jackets homecoming night. This one is Canton minus 47,
Good.
Oh,
God.
Lord.
and your total's 47.
Oh, my Lord.
So
Canton's got to score more than
Godfather.
47 points,
I don't even know what to think about.
kind of hard to
that.
figure out.
leaving Kemp to 0, right?
Lots of possibilities there.
Well,
To make this work, the Yellow Jackets need to score something.
I'm just going to put out there. I think it's going to be Canton and over, and I
What?
think it'll be a shutout.
Okay.
What?
Cannon over. Godfather. Counselor.
That is a messed up line, dude. I agree.
Don't
But
think too long about it.
come on,
He's tough.
Canton
Don't
and
think
over.
too
But
long
that,
about it.
I feel guilty. Canton and over, but that seems crazy.
Cannon over for the counselor and the roving reporter.
He's got Canton and over.
All right, Canton over.
What
That's
do you got,
across the
TA?
board. Canton over.
All right.
Across the board.
Tavo's got Canton and under.
Oh, he's going to try to make a move on us there, I see. In the final game of the night, game number 4,
Drum roll, please.
the biggie. The biggie. This one was a little surprising. You got your 4 and 2 Edgewood Bulldogs, who are ranked 23rd in the state. You got your 4 and 1 Grants Lean Indians, ranked 21st in the state. Both coming off big blowout district wins. This one's a pick 'em. There's no line. There's no line for this one.
Whoa.
Do you hear that, Indians?
And your total
They
is
don't
63.
believe in you.
Wait, the total is what?
63 for your total.
63.
In the first half.
That's a big total for 11-man football. So, Godfather.
Well, let's see. I am picking Grants Lean to win the game,
Okay.
and I do think we'll see a lot of points, and I think it is going to go over the total.
All right. Counselor.
I think it's Grants Lean, and I think they get close to that in the first half. I mean, and I mean both of them. This is going to like last year. It could be that again.
It's a
Could be
sucker line.
basketball scores.
It's a sucker line. So you got the over,
I
obviously.
got the over.
Okay. Roving reporter.
Oh, sorry.
He put his phone away.
Hold on.
Tavo has Grants Lean and over.
Okay. GS. And over.
All right. For the roving reporter, it is Grants Lean and over.
Grand Sling over.
Nobody went under. Everybody's on the over line.
Well, there was one.
You could have put it at 80 something. I think I'd have still said
there was one who's picking Edgewood and the over, and that would be Teasy.
Big
Going
old
with the Edgewood
Teasy.
Bulldogs. Going
He
for the
is-
upset.
Teasy's hard.
Holy
Only
upset.
one.
Well, actually, if it's an even game to go into, is it really an upset?
True, David. True. That's true.
Amen to that.
All right. Well, they're in the books now. So, read them in a week, boys.
Okay, we got Van Spring Hill 7 o'clock. We've got Canton Kemp 7
o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Homecoming.
We got Wills Point Thursday night. 7:30.
Okay.
At Quinlan Ford, and the humongous game between Edgewood and Grand Saline is 7:30 Friday night at Grand Saline.
All right, one quick question. Now, as far as the game goes for the homecomings on Saturday night, the game starts at
Friday
7.
night.
Or
Friday night.
So, what did I say, Saturday?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Been hanging around Bonus Billy.
Yeah, I know, right? My brain's fried. So the question is, when does, the game starts at 7, what time does the festivities
Yeah,
start?
you could generally bank on, Ken, 30 minutes before kickoff.
And because we're not going to have video again, I need to go ahead and say that again. We're not going to have video that night. You guys will be on the air about what time?
We will probably go on, 15 minutes before,
So
just
about
in time to
6:45.
maybe announce the homecoming queen, and then get right into the pregame.
But what
stuff.
about the analysis of the wardrobes?
Well, David, that's a good question. It'll be a little bit more difficult because we don't have video to really let our viewers.
But you're supposed to paint a picture.
I know, and honestly, we don't know a lot about fashion.
He's
To be real honest.
or colors.
Yeah.
We got six,
I really wanted to
primary
say
and
it all.
secondary.
Yeah. We know a lot about football, but really not. Maybe
Not
not
that
even a lot
much about
that.
either one, right?
So we'll spare the listeners. No, we're gonna have a good time.
All right.
Have a good time.
All right, and seemed like I had the Edgewood Grand Saline game Friday night. I'm probably not supposed to say this, but so I'm not going to say that the game's going to be carried live by KMOO,
Okay.
our sister station Friday night, but I'm not going to say that.
Well, I'm so proud of you, David.
That game's
You
going to
are
be
the-
broadcast on 3 different platforms.
Yes.
We're all friends, David.
He
Don't
is
worry.
the non-sayer of things.
We're breaking the rules. It's okay. We're
Thou
all
shalt
friends.
not say.
Well, the good thing is if you get tired of listening on one, there's another. If you
That's
get
right.
tired of that one, there's another.
Yeah,
So.
that's right. That's right. All right, are we done for the night?
We're done.
We are done, sir.
Okay. Well, we will call it a night and say thank you to Engineer Ken. Thank you to Engineer Adam.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Adam.
Glad you could come back and see us.
Great job. Always.
For T.A. Hale and Joel Elliott, I'm David Barber, and we always like to say at the end of our program that you've been listening and watching to the Huddle Show on